whether or not the country is running well, however it's running, it's their business. What they do as the United Nations, they go in there, they separate it in half, and they pay each side and make them fight each other. With state en créole, m'a répété en anglais encore, pour nous capables de comprendre des unions. Separatism comes from the United States of America. They practice, they tell you that they're inserting democracy in every country that they go. Democracy means the people has the power to make decisions for the country and for themselves. That's what democracy means. It means that when you have an issue that you want to solve, you vote for a representative to speak for you in the House of Representatives or wherever your voice will take so that the change can take place. However, America, who walks around everywhere globally to sell democracy, what they do once they instill it, they destroy it right then and there. They don't practice the democracy that is written in the books. They go to these countries to instill democracy because it will be in their interest in the long run. The people that they hire to put in charge of this democracy are people that they bring into the country, that they have educated in their own system, so that these representatives that we assume are speaking on our behalf, on behalf of the Haitian interest, those people are now representing the United States of America. Why? Because America instilled democracy in Haiti, so therefore whatever America says to them, they follow. They do not pay attention to the needs of the population, themselves, their country. They don't look inside the country to try to come together as a whole and practice democracy in the interest of the Haitian people. The leaders of Haiti are being paid by the United States of American government so that they can do whatever they want within our country. The United States Embassy is the fourth most expensive embassy in the world.
Wow.
The United States Embassy in Haiti, the U.S. Embassy in Haiti has cost America more money. It's the fourth largest, as I said, the fourth most expensive in a country that they deem the poorest country in the Americas. Why do you spend so much money to create your embassy in our poor country? What are you looking for, United States government? What is the real deal? We are a sovereign country and we stand alone, the first black nation. We understand that we may have cost you human resources because after slavery ended, America now have had to pay for labor. This is the reason why we are being choked. Not only because we are black, but we cost them money when slavery was abolished. So naturally, when you cause people financial loss, they're gonna make sure that you don't go anywhere financially. They will stop our growth because we got a deficit. Every black person who is breathing and living in the United States of America is an eyesore to the government because we were free labor. They used us without pay. We were slaves. So once we are now free and we demand payment for our time and effort, we are their number one enemy, the black race. Don't forget. Do not forget. So therefore, we have to fight for our own sovereignty. We have to remind them. By that, what we can do is to tell them, we do not need your presence on the island anymore, because we now want to get our sovereignty back. Stop sending us your inferior food. You stopped our agriculture. We need to stand on our own 2 feet as a free nation. Do not give us any aid anymore, because when you give aid, the people that receive the aid are the NGOs that you send to the country to receive the aid and disperse it however they want. The truth remains that when the United States of American government, I have to make sure I distinguish, because the population of the United States of America has nothing to do with the way the government is run. The people are blind, they don't even know that the United States government goes to other countries and separate everyone so that it's in the interest of the United States. Whenever you hear that statement, in the interest of America, of the United States, this is why we're doing this. But that's at somebody else's loss. In the interest of the United States of America, when they use that statement in your country, that means they're robbing you and you don't even understand. If they step foot in Haiti, the embassy has to work in the interest of the Haitian population. If Bini is in Haiti, they have to perform duties as in securing our population, because they are not there for free.
We don't need them. We have to pay them.
There is no human personnel. I looked up this morning and I questioned Google, what does America do for Haiti? How does it serve Haiti? It says that we give aid. The word AID is a killer. They're gonna drown you with that word. When Haitian people hear aid, they're running and standing on line, not standing on line to get $1, and they're taking 45 billion a ton. The uranium we have in Haiti, Haiti is very rich in natural resources, everyone who's listening. Right now, the hot commodity is called uranium, and that metal is used for weapons of mass destruction, spaceships, and you name it, it's used in there. There are 2 countries that has uranium, and that's South Africa and that's Haiti. Not only does Haiti have uranium, I'm gonna get back to Reynolds that robbed Haiti for 30 years by digging out bauxite from Miragwan, and they never did anything to replace it. Or the contract that was signed, they're supposed to make sure improve some kind of conditions, and then they robbed the country. Whatever contract that is signed with the United States government is always in the interest of the United States government alone. Because they lead you to believe that since we are receiving them as helpers, as if we ever needed them to begin with. The hell? I mean, Haitien, réveillez-vous. Let it stop. Let's get to the real story. The real story is, it starts with the infiltration of the religion. Let me give you guys a small scenario. Let's imagine a very small island like Haiti, and it has maybe 500,000 people on it. All of a sudden you see these white folks come down with some Bibles, and inside the Bibles are some white whatever. Every picture in it, every story has to do how we must kneel and shrink and become less than men. Pay attention to what is written in the Bible. Every single person in Haiti carries a Bible, even if they don't have $1. They give you the Bible because it's a mode d'emploi. They're telling you how to live because it will be in their interest. The Bible was not written by black people. Why are we following the directions in there? We are God's because our hearts tells us when we're doing right and when we're doing wrong. We do not need a book to tell us how to be a human being. A person that is a human being, naturally a human, knows right from wrong. We do not need anyone to tell us. A child, as young as whatever, as soon as they start talking, people are born with the necessities to run countries, necessities to create everything that there is. Everything that you see was an inspiration by someone. The Bible has been introduced into black nations so that our black people will not be inspired. We're so busy reading the Bible. We are so busy being in church 7 days a week, and we're not taking care of our personal needs. We need to eat. We have to go to work. You cannot go sit in church for 6-7 days and you praying for la man du ciel, and you're not making any effort behind that desire and that dream. That is, I don't understand how it is still being used and people do not see the light. And it's right there. Let us wake up, people. Let's take responsibility for our country. Let's take responsibility for ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's run our own country. Let us say goodbye to everyone that says they are friends of ours, that's been in the country for eons. They've been there for hundreds and hundreds of years. Yes, we are not free until we have another revolution. And this other
We have to.
The next revolution should be where every Haitian stands up. Tout Haïtien, I'm gonna say it, prend la rue ensemble. Nous sommes 12 millions. L'union fait la force, v'le dit. Prend la rue, tout le monde ensemble. Nek ki gen zam, yo pas assez pour yo touye tout le monde. Et pour nous foutre prend pays en bas, that's the only way. Stand up for the rights of the country. Stand up for a right to drink clean water. Stand up for a right to have a proper place to sleep. Stand up so that you can have somewhere to go and earn money so that you can take care of your bills, or go back to the land and start farming.
That's it. Agriculture.
Go back to the countryside and use the lands that you guys are selling to the white people for chump change, and they're buying it because satellite tells them under your land there's uranium, there's gold, there's bauxite, there's all kinds of precious metals and oils and God knows what else on the small island of Haiti. That is why these countries, the G9, they put together so that they can run the people off the island. It is an exodus that is a political propaganda.
Yes, it is.
They open some countries where a whole bunch of young Haitian men and women who are tired of the chaos, and they tell you, oh, Brazil is taking people, you don't need a visa. Chile is taking people. America paid those countries to open the door so that they can vacate the island, so that they can move in and Allah stay there from the older mama, the papa that's in the countryside that don't even know how to speak for themselves. They send the children away. The young people that's been educated that will eventually see the truth. What else do? They are in it and coerced. They don't have no electricity on the island. Why? So the young people will not be enlightened. They cannot do research. They can't find anything. There are no libraries, by the way, in the country. It's been, all of them has been burned down, stolen. After earthquake, there's nothing. There's never been anything replaced in Haiti that's been broken. What is going on? Is the entire nation crazy? Have we all been sold to the devil? Is it because of money that we forget that we are people? Remember, whatever you buy with the money, when you die, from whatever efforts you put into living, you will leave it behind. It is absolutely necessary for the Haitian population to take the country back from these people that have inserted themselves into embassies from all over the world. They're watching the country burn down into ashes, and they still have big buildings with ACs, and this is all paid by the Haitian government. Every embassy in Haiti is not paid by the country that they represent. Haitians pay embassies. Haitian pays for all the churches that come. L'école, we are not charging these people anything. Can Haitian or black people come into this country and get all this free land and all this fucking free space without paying for it? It's that possible? What the fuck is going on? Excuse my friends, I get mad when I start thinking about the depth of the problem. The problem is that we know that we are a free nation, but we listen to the colonizers to tell us what to do. This is insane. And the reason that it has happened is because the Bible says, il faut être quoi? No. Tout le monde son parole qui ont un livre qui est écrit depuis 2000 années. Moun sa yo écrit pour être capable de piétiner les autres peuples. Moun qui pas même j'ai avec eux. Et puis pour y a ça passé, nous tout pliés comme nous. Et puis tout haïtien a chita tan. C'est blanc qui vous venir remettre au pays. C'est blanc pour retirer Ariel volé, assassin. C'est blanc pour retirer, comment est les Reginald Boulos. Dimitri Bob is making 20 million US dollars for blackout. How is that possible? Qu'ils ont fait population par le rachem c'est dans gorge. Pas qu'à comprendre. No, c'est même this is ridiculous. Nous pas de service, nous supposons arrêter les gens qui en charge banque là. World Bank, step the fuck down. Let nous payer l'argent. We do not make enough money for you to pay $20 million to a thug and a thief. He has given no service. He should not be getting a check for $20 million. World Bank. Every time you pay that nigga, what you do is you give us a bill. We owe everybody and their mama. Stop. Stop the chaos. Haiti is the first black free nation, and the reason you're still kneeling on our necks and we cannot breathe is because we caused you financial loss. It's been 200 years. It's enough. We have paid enough. Step the fuck back so that we can live democratically the right way within our country. I love America because I'm speaking as I'm speaking because I've been here since I was a child. This is your creation, USA. You say speak the truth when you see it. You say if you see something, say something. And I'm saying you are treating us bad. I'm saying step back. I'm saying leave the island. I'm saying we do not want the American embassy. Let me tell you another thing, people, that you may not know. Each Haitian, every morning when I drive past the U.S. Embassy, there's at least 3,000 people online under the sun baking. They're waiting to give Americans $450 US for a visa request. A request. Most of them will not get accepted. You know why? When Haitian people ask for a visa, they did not look into the internet to see what the requirements are. You wouldn't, because nobody's gonna tell them. You know why? Because you can go back 6, 7 times to the embassy and each time will cost $450. Wake up, people.
Oh, man. They're robbing us.
Wake up, Haiti.
Slowly.
If we cannot charge Americans to enter the country to pay $450 US, America should not charge Haitians to come to the United States to pay $450 when you know they do not have it. What they've done, you cause chaos for them to run, and then once they come here, you treat them like dirt. CPS has been hanging in the air forever. Every fucking time you renew the license or the ID, they pay another $300-400. You robbing us everywhere we go. You make us run away from our home. We come here now, and then in order to get the acceptance to stay here, it will have cost $4,000-5,000. And then eventually, the Haitian people will learn how to speak English. They'll get a trade, they'll get a profession, they'll be here for 30, 40 years and be fucking stuck here and they will not want to go back to Haiti. That is the propaganda. That is what they're doing. They are eradicating people from their country so they can come here and work as slaves and pay taxes, and then so the country will never be able to move forward or develop properly because the chaos has always been there by them, caused by them. They maintain it. Right now, what right does G9 have to be in Haiti and decide for us who's leading the country? How is it that we are a sovereign country and we have 9 white people with blue eyes making decisions on the Haitian population? How is that possible? Are we still a sovereign country? Did we sell it somehow? No. Somebody's not talking, because if we are a free country, it would take 10 people from Machiamba, 10 Machin Fresco, they can make decisions too.
That's it.
Every single Haitian person in Haiti can make a decision on behalf of the Haitian population in the interest of Haiti.
We don't need no being
because we all Haitian.
We don't need that. I would like to know how come they're so big and then they're so afraid of Haiti?
The United States of America, the Haitian people have been enlightened. Lucky for us, there are computers in this country. And then with the computer and the internet and your technology has given us the light. We've seen everything that was hidden. We've seen the books. We've seen that. There's another thing. I'm not even going to talk about religion anymore, but I just want to say one thing. One of the statues that the Pope leans down in front of at the Vatican, say Marie Maman Jésus, and that's a black statue. That statue at the Vatican that the Pope prays in front of every day is a black woman. It's hidden in the Vatican. That is what they do. Every single church and every black country, all the statues are white. All the statues are white. However, the Vatican, where religion started, Catholic, the Pope, the leader of that religion, kneels in front of a black statue to pray. Doesn't that tell us that we were the first black people, the first human being on the planet? The first human beings on the planet were black people. When the archaeologists discover statues that have large nose and thick lips and kinky hair that indicate that we are black, they shave it off, they break the nose, they break the lips. We are gods, we are kings, we are queens, we were, we shall rise again.
AG, Africa.
I would like to know the American government. How come you're so powerful?
Yeah, just
and then you're so afraid of a little Haiti? What's up with that? I would like to know. You're a bunch of cowards. You American government, you are cowards. Because you take our little country, you call it poor country. Why you still digging our resources? What's up with that? Did we come in this country, pick up, and then go under your whatever your ground, digging up? We don't have that right. We don't have that right to go anywhere, to do anything, unless they give us a permit. Who give you that permit to go to our country and then start